Before this day began, long before your worries woke with the morning light, a voice was already whispering your name. A voice that has never left you. A voice that holds the answers you've been searching for, not in the noise, but in the stillness. This video isn't just a message. It's a moment, a conversation, a divine encounter. So find a quiet space, silence the world for a while, and let God speak directly to your heart.
Before you take another step, pause. Take a breath. Not just for your lungs, but for your soul. There is something I've been waiting to tell you. Something your heart has needed to hear for far too long. You might think this moment is ordinary, just another point in your day. But it's not. I've orchestrated this very second to reach into your life and touch the deepest part of who you are. You didn't arrive here by accident. I've been calling to you, not loudly, but gently, like a whisper woven into the quiet between your thoughts. And now you're finally still enough to hear me. You've been carrying more than anyone knows. The weight, the worries, the questions. You wonder if your prayers have vanished into silence, if your efforts mean anything, if I still see you. Let me tell you this. I see you. Every tear, every doubt, every time you pushed forward even when your heart was breaking. Not one moment of your pain has gone unnoticed. Not one breath has escaped my attention. I have been with you from the beginning and I will remain until the end. My love has not wavered, even when yours has. Even when you pulled away, convinced I was too far or too quiet, I stayed. And now I speak again, not through lightning or thunder, but through a calm voice that reaches through all the noise. I know how exhausted you are, not just physically, but in your spirit. You've been asking questions no one can answer. You've been smiling while sinking inside, afraid to let others see the weariness in your eyes. You've been giving, trying, hoping, and somewhere along the way, your soul started to whisper, "Is this all there is?" I heard that whisper, and I answer it now. No, this is not all there is. There is more. There is a future beyond what you've imagined. There is healing where you thought only brokenness could exist. There is peace I'm ready to pour over you like a river washing through dry land. You were never created to carry your burdens alone. I never designed your shoulders to bear the full weight of the world. That's why I've been gently waiting for you to hand them to me. Every fear, every regret, every lie you've believed about your worth, I am here to take them. My arms are open, not to judge you, not to accuse you, but to hold you. I have not forgotten the promises I made over your life. I remember every word. I have not lost sight of the dreams buried beneath your disappointments. I still see the beauty in you, even when you struggle to see it in yourself. You were never meant to walk this path alone. I walk beside you even when you don't feel my footsteps. I speak even when you think I'm silent. My silence is not absence. It is preparation. The quiet season has not been a punishment, but a sanctuary where your roots have grown deeper. And now your time is coming. The dawn is near. The shift you've been waiting for, it's beginning. But first, I need you to listen with your whole heart. No more rushing, no more pretending. I want the real you, the one who's hurting, the one who's doubting, the one who's desperate for hope. Let me speak into that place. Let me remind you of who you are, not who the world told you to be. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. You are not the sum of other people's opinions. You are mine. I know your name. I know every detail of your story. I know the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the mornings you didn't want to face, the moments you thought no one would notice if you gave up. But I noticed. I held you through each one. And I'm not finished. There's more coming. But it won't come through striving. It will come through surrender. Give me your heart. Not the polished version, but the trembling, tired, honest one. Let me breathe life into your spirit again. Let me show you what it means to live without fear. To wake up each day not with dread, but with a sense of destiny. I have always had plans for you. Not plans of sorrow or ruin, but of hope and a future. I am not surprised by your pain. I am not unprepared for your healing. I've already made a way. There are things I want to do in you that require your trust. Not partial trust, not occasional trust, but full surrender. That scares you, I know. because you've been let down before. You've trusted people who broke that trust. You've handed over your heart only to have it returned in pieces. But I am not like them. I will not abandon you. I will not leave you emptier than when you came. I will not shame you for being broken. Instead, I will gather each shattered piece and make something more beautiful than what was before. This is not about religion. This is about relationship. I did not call you just to follow rules, but to walk with me, to know me, to experience my love in a way that transforms your very soul. I want to awaken your heart, to stir your spirit, to set a fire within you that no storm can quench. I want to give you peace that doesn't fade with circumstances and joy that doesn't depend on outcomes. I want to walk with you in the mess and the miracle, in the silence and the celebration. I want to be your constant. Let today be the beginning, not of a temporary emotional moment, but of a lifelong encounter. Let this be the day you stop surviving and begin living. I have so much to show you, but first, stay here with me. Let the world pause for a moment. Let your heart finally exhale. You don't need to perform for me. You don't need to impress me. Just be here, be still, and truly know that I am God. I am your Father. I am your friend. I am your healer, your hope, your strength. I am the one who never left and never will. This is only the beginning. There is so much more I will tell you, so much more I want you to see. But for now, rest in this truth. I love you. I am here, and I will never let you go. I see that you stayed. You listened. And even in the silence between my last word and this one, your heart continued reaching for me. That matters to me more than you know. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't need to have everything figured out. All I ask is this: stay with me. And as you do, I will begin to do something in you that you once thought was impossible. I will begin to transform not only your situation, but your perception, your faith, your strength, your capacity to love, to endure, to thrive. You've been asking for a change in your life, but I'm offering more than change. I'm offering transformation. You thought you needed a way out, but what you truly need is a way through, with me walking beside you. Don't measure your life by what you see in front of you. My hand is working in ways you cannot yet perceive. Sometimes, the most important miracles begin in silence, in unseen places, like seeds planted deep in the earth. Just because you don't see it growing doesn't mean it's not already alive. Many times you've cried out, "Lord, how long must I wait?" And I hear the longing in your voice. But time is not a prison for me. I am not late. I'm preparing you for the promise so that when it arrives, it won't destroy you. It will elevate you. If I gave you everything now, before your heart was ready, you might not hold it with the reverence and joy I desire for you. So yes, some things take time, but never mistake my patience for absence. Even as you wait, I'm walking with you. Even as you wonder why the doors haven't opened, I'm working on the other side to prepare what's behind them. I know what you've lost. I know the moments you wish you could go back and undo. The words you wish you hadn't said, the chances you wish you'd taken, the people you wish had stayed. I saw the breaking, the betrayal, the bitterness that grew quietly beneath your smile. I do not condemn you for those moments. I cover them with my grace. You are not defined by what you've lost. You are defined by what I am restoring. And I am a God of restoration. Nothing is too far gone for me. No relationship too fractured. No heart too hardened. No dream too shattered. If I created you from dust, surely I can rebuild from brokenness. But you must be willing to give me the pieces. Don't hide them behind pride or fear. Let me into the places you've shut off even from yourself. I am not afraid of your wounds. I want to touch them, to heal them, to make them whole. Not to remind you of the pain, but to remind you that even scars can testify to my goodness. This is where your healing begins. Not in pretending you're fine, but in telling me the truth. Speak to me honestly, even if all you can say is, "I'm tired," or "I'm afraid," or "I don't know how to keep going." That is enough. Your honesty is holy to me. I can work with that. I can't work with masks, with facades, with forced smiles that try to convince the world you're okay. But I can work with honesty, with tears, with trembling hands that still reach toward me. Let me show you what real love feels like. Not the kind that comes and goes. Not the kind that demands your perfection. My love isn't transactional. It's transformational. It doesn't say, be good and I'll love you. It says, I love you, and that love will make you whole. You've heard many voices in your life. Some that built you up, many that tore you down. Let my voice be louder. Let it drown out the voices that said you were too broken, too much, not enough. They were wrong. You are exactly who I intended to create. And I don't make mistakes. You were not made to survive your life. You were made to live it with purpose, with passion, with power. Not your own power, but mine working through you. You keep asking me for strength. I have already given it. It's inside you now. It doesn't always feel like a roar. Sometimes it comes as a whisper of endurance, a breath that reminds you to keep going, a quiet decision to try again. That is strength, and I honor it. You wonder if I still have plans for you. Let me be clear. Nothing and no one can cancel what I have declared over your life. Your purpose is not at the mercy of people who walked away. It is not chained to your past. It is not limited by your failures. I am the author of your story, and I am still writing. What looks like an ending is often just a pause before a new chapter. So don't give up in the middle. Don't close the book when the page is dark. Turn the page with me. When you look at the days ahead, don't see them as a burden. See them as blank pages. Each one an opportunity for me to write something beautiful through you. Will there be hardship? Yes. But there will also be wonder. There will be moments when grace floods the ordinary and you'll know, deep in your spirit, that I am near. You will see signs of my presence in the little things. The right word at the right time. A sunrise that stirs something in you. A person who appears just when you needed them. These are not coincidences. They are whispers of my love. I do not promise that life will be without storms, but I promise to be your anchor. I do not promise that the path will always be clear, but I promise to light the next step. I do not promise that people will never fail you, but I promise I never will. So walk with me, not just on Sundays, not only in crisis, but daily, intimately, like a child holding their father's hand. Let me teach you how to breathe again, how to rest in the middle of uncertainty, how to laugh even while the battle rages. There is power in your praise, even when it's whispered through tears. There is victory in your persistence, even when it feels like weakness. There is glory in your journey, not just in your destination. I see every step. I celebrate every act of faith, no matter how small. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not invisible to me. I have always seen you, and I always will. Stay close. Stay open. I am preparing you for more than you asked for. What's ahead will require your full attention, your full heart, and your full faith. But don't be afraid. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I will not stop until the work I began in you is complete. You are still here, and that means something beautiful is happening in your soul. You are not just listening, you are awakening. Not to a new religion, not to a system of rules, but to a relationship you were created for since before time began. I have longed for this connection, for your stillness, for your attention. Not because I need praise, but because I want you to experience life as it was meant to be lived. Hand in hand with me. You've spent years searching, haven't you? Searching for peace in routines, comfort in approval, meaning in success, safety in people. But none of it has satisfied the way you hoped. And I know why. Because your heart was not designed to be filled by temporary things. It was designed to carry eternity, to carry me. This longing you feel, this ache that visits you in quiet hours. It is not a flaw. It is a sign that your spirit remembers the one who formed it. You belong to me, and until you come fully into that truth, the world will always feel slightly out of tune, slightly too loud or too empty. You were never meant to wander forever. That deep emptiness you feel?
I can feel Italia.
That confusion you keep trying to suppress? I can clarify it. But you must let go of the things that distract you. The things that demand your attention yet leave you feeling depleted. So many voices call out for you. Opinions, trends, fears disguised as wisdom, lies dressed as love. But my voice is different. It does not rush you. It does not pressure or manipulate you. It does not shame or guilt you. My voice calls gently, saying, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest." Rest, not just the sleep of the body, but the peace of the soul. You don't have to keep striving. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. You don't need to earn my love. It has always been yours. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I loved you. Before you breathed your first breath, I knew your name. Before your first mistake, I forgave you. And still today, my love remains unshaken. Come as you are, not as the world expects you to be. Come with your doubts, your guilt, your failures, your unanswered questions. Come with all of it. I will not turn you away. Do not let shame build walls between us. Shame whispers that you're too far gone, that you've wasted too much time, that others are more worthy. But I have never used shame as a tool. I build with grace, with mercy, with compassion. Shame pushes you away. My love draws you near. If you knew how many times I've watched you cry alone and wished you would let me hold you, truly hold you, you would never feel unworthy again. I am not distant. I am not silent. I have simply been waiting for you to be still enough to hear me and bold enough to believe that I could love you this much. You've asked me before, why did that happen? Why did they leave? Why did I lose so much? And though you may not understand it now, there is purpose even in the pain. I did not cause your heartbreak, but I will use it. I did not write your suffering, but I will rewrite your story with it. Nothing in your life is wasted in my hands. Even the worst chapter can become the turning point for a glorious testimony. And I will bring beauty from the ashes. But I must have your heart. Not just the parts that feel holy, but the ones that feel hollow. Give me your fears, your guilt, the bitterness you hide, the questions you never dare to say out loud. I can carry them all. You are not a burden to me. You are my beloved child. And it brings me joy, not sorrow, to hold your hand, to walk through this life with you, to guide you into the fullness of who I created you to be. You are not weak because you feel. You are not broken because you're overwhelmed. What you're feeling right now, this stirring, this trembling in your soul, it is sacred. Do not resist it. Let it lead you deeper. Let me speak directly into your spirit, not with grand gestures, but with truth that pierces through every lie you've believed. You are strong because I am strong in you. You are chosen not despite your flaws, but through my grace. And you are called not to survive another day, but to shine with the light I have placed within you. Don't underestimate what I can do with a surrendered life. You think you're too ordinary? Perfect. I delight in using the overlooked, the forgotten, the ones others passed by. Your story is not over. In fact, some of the greatest chapters are still to come. But they begin here, not in a moment of loud celebration, but in this quiet surrender. This is where your healing begins. This is where your purpose awakens. This is where I place my hand upon your life in a way that changes everything. Let go of the fear that has gripped your soul. I know it's hard. Fear tells you to hold back, to protect yourself, to expect disappointment. But I ask you to trust me. I will not let you fall. I will not abandon you halfway. I will never lead you into pain without preparing the healing ahead of it. If you keep holding my hand, I promise you this. You will see joy again. You will dance again. You will feel alive again. Let me show you what that life looks like. A life not built on fear or control, but on freedom and faith. A life where you wake up with purpose and peace, where love leads and shame cannot stay. That is what I offer you, not just today, but every day. A relationship with me that grows deeper with every prayer, stronger with every trial, and more beautiful with every step forward. I know the world can be dark, but you are not of the darkness. You are light, because I am light, and I live in you. You don't have to wait until you have everything figured out. You just need to walk with me one step at a time. I will teach you how to forgive, how to love, how to dream again. I will give you wisdom where you've only known confusion. I will give you strength where you've only known weakness. Don't look back. The past is not your identity. The pain was real, yes, but it doesn't get to define who you are becoming. I do. And I call you redeemed. I call you worthy. I call you mine. The best is yet to come, not because of chance, but because I have declared it over your life. You are moving forward not alone, but with me. And with me, nothing is impossible. You've begun to feel something shift, haven't you? The weight on your chest doesn't feel as crushing. The voice of despair that used to echo in the silence is starting to fade. That's because my presence is near. You've opened the door, even just a little, and I have stepped in. Not with noise or spectacle, but with healing. Quietly, completely. I've entered the places you thought were off limits, even to yourself. And I'm not leaving. This is not the end of your pain, but it is the beginning of your freedom. The difference is subtle but powerful. Pain may visit again, but now it will not define you. Because you're learning to lean on me, to walk with me, to let my voice be louder than the storm. And when my voice becomes the one you trust most, everything changes. Not always on the outside first, but within you where transformation begins. I've been watching how you've started to believe again, how your heart is learning to hope in ways it hasn't for years. And I am celebrating every flicker of faith. It doesn't matter how small it is. Faith as tiny as a whisper still moves mountains when it's placed in my hands. You may not feel brave, but every time you choose to keep going when you feel like giving up, that is courage. That is victory. That is evidence that my spirit is alive in you. The world around you will always offer substitutes for the peace I give. Quick fixes, empty affirmations, shallow comforts that feel good in the moment but leave your soul more restless than before. But what I give you is lasting. It is deep and it is true. You don't need to chase validation anymore. You don't need to impress anyone or prove your worth through performance. I declared your worth the moment I created you. I don't change my mind. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's. Their blessing is not your lack. Their breakthrough does not mean you've been forgotten. I have written a story for your life that is so specific, so intentional, that not one word is wasted. Your waiting season is not punishment. It is preparation. While you look at what hasn't arrived, I see what is being built. I see the roots growing beneath the surface, making you unshakable. I see the strength developing in silence, the kind that endures long after others have faded. I am not in a hurry, because I am building something that will last. I've seen you when no one else did, when you helped someone without expecting anything in return, when you forgave in silence, when you encouraged someone even though your own heart was breaking. That is love. That is faith. And I see it, and I will reward it. You don't need to fear being forgotten. I keep record of every tear, every act of kindness, every quiet moment of faithfulness. Nothing escapes me, and nothing is wasted. There will come a time when you look back on these days and realize they were not the end. They were the beginning. The season you wanted to escape became the soil where your greatest growth took place. I know it doesn't feel that way now. It feels like being stuck, like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. But I assure you I am listening. And not just listening, I am responding, even if the answer is not what you expected. Even if it comes in the form of delay, or silence, or redirection. Every no from me is a better yes that is still on its way. I am protecting you from what you cannot yet see. There are things you asked me for that would have broken you if I had given them too soon. Trust my timing. I am not just giving you what you asked for. I'm preparing you to carry what I'm about to give. And when it arrives, you will recognize that it was worth every second of waiting. You will not be disappointed, because I do not give gifts that fade. I give blessings that endure. You've wondered if you're strong enough to keep going. You are, because I am your strength. You don't need to summon willpower from within. Just stay connected to me. I am your vine. You are the branch. When you remain in me, you bear fruit. Not through striving, but through abiding. Let me be your daily source. Come to me in the morning, not with long prayers, but with open hearts. Let me be your first thought when you rise and your last whisper before sleep. I want to walk with you through every part of your day, not just the sacred, but the simple. I am with you in the kitchen, in the commute, in the conversations. I'm not just the God of altars. I'm the God of everyday moments. I want to be in your thoughts when you're laughing with friends, when you're folding laundry, when you're wondering how to make it through another long meeting. Invite me in. I do not find your life mundane. I find it beautiful, and I long to be a part of it all. You think you have to fix yourself before you fully belong to me. But listen closely, you already belong to me. And through that relationship, I will transform you from the inside out. You do not have to carry your addictions alone. You do not have to hide your insecurities or pretend to be okay when you're not. I see it all, and I love you still. You cannot scare me away. There is no darkness in you that my light cannot penetrate. There is no failure I cannot redeem. Even now, I'm whispering life into the parts of you that have grown numb. The part that stopped believing people could change. The part that thought joy was for everyone else but not for you. The part that learned to expect disappointment. I am touching those places and breathing hope again. This is not the end. You will laugh again. You will love again. You will believe again, not just in me, but in yourself. Because I place something eternal within you that cannot be erased. You were born for more than survival. You were born for glory. Not the kind the world chases, but the kind that shines through surrender. The kind that radiates through humility, through kindness, through faithfulness. The kind that reflects me in everything you do. That is your true purpose. To be a living reflection of love that heals, truth that sets free, and grace that makes others wonder, what is different about them? The answer is simple. It's me, living in you, loving through you, and transforming everything around you one surrendered moment at a time. There is something sacred about your tears. You may not see it, but I do. Every drop that falls carries a story of love, of loss, of longing, and I collect them all. I hold them as treasures, not because I delight in your sorrow, but because they reveal your heart. They remind me that you have not given up, even when life has tried to break you. And that is where miracles begin, not in perfection but in surrender, in your willingness to be seen, even when your soul feels vulnerable. You think sometimes that being strong means never breaking, but that's not true in my kingdom. Strength is not the absence of pain. Strength is choosing to trust me in the middle of it. It's praying when you don't feel heard, loving when you've been hurt, showing up when you'd rather hide. You have done all of that even when no one applauded. But I saw. I've watched your quiet endurance, your silent courage, and now I am speaking to it, watering it like a seed that's been waiting in the soil of faith. It's time to rise. You are not forgotten, not by me, not ever. Though others have overlooked you, misunderstood you, even left you, I have never turned my eyes from you. In fact, I've drawn closer in your loneliest moments. That night when you felt like no one would notice if you disappeared, I was right there, holding your soul, whispering that you are seen, chosen, irreplaceable. You weren't abandoned. You were being surrounded by grace, though you didn't know how to recognize it yet. I want to teach you how to see with different eyes, not just physical ones, but spiritual ones. The world will show you chaos, scarcity, division, but I show you opportunity, abundance, and healing. The lens you look through shapes the way you live. If you let fear define your view, you will live cautiously, constantly bracing for disappointment. But if you let me show you what I see, you will walk in boldness, even when the path seems unclear. Because I never leave my children to wander alone. I go before you, I walk beside you, and I guard your steps behind. You've been holding on to so many what-ifs. What if I fail? What if they leave? What if I never heal? But child, I want you to ask a different question. What if I fly? What if this time it works? What if this time I'm finally free? You've spent so much energy preparing for loss that you've forgotten how to expect blessing. But I am shifting that now. I am teaching your heart to hope again. Not recklessly, but confidently, because my promises are sure. When I say I will do something, I do it. My words do not return empty. They carry power and they fulfill what they were sent to do. Some of the pain you've endured was not your fault. Some of it came from others' brokenness, their failure to love you the way I designed you to be loved. I know you've tried to move past it, to act strong, to forget. But I don't want you to forget. I want to heal it, to touch the rawest parts of your heart and turn the scars into signs of redemption. I never waste a wound. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every moment of deep sorrow, I will use it to carve out space for deeper compassion, greater wisdom, and divine strength. You do not need to fear being weak. My power is made perfect in weakness. When you come to the end of your own strength, that's when mine begins to shine the brightest. So don't be ashamed of your limits. Don't hide your need. Bring it to me. I am not disappointed by your humanity. I created you to need me. And the moment you lean into that need, not with guilt but with trust, is the moment my spirit begins to move in a new way. There is so much I want to give you, but I cannot pour into a heart that's closed in self-protection. I understand why you've built walls. I saw how they hurt you. I felt your cries in the night. But those walls, meant to keep pain out, have also kept love out. My love, let me in, not just into the surface of your life, but into the places you never let anyone go. The memories you avoid, the thoughts you silence, the fears you laugh off. I want it all, not because I need it, but because I want to lift it off of you. You were never meant to carry these things alone. You are so much more than your past. I know your history. I know what's been spoken over you. Some of it cruel, some of it careless, all of it untrue. They said you were unlovable. I say you are adored. They said you were broken beyond repair. I say you are being rebuilt with divine hands. They said your dreams were foolish. I say they were planted by me. My voice is the one that formed the stars. Do you not think it can also restore your soul? You've been afraid to dream again. I understand. Dreams feel fragile when you've watched them collapse. But I am breathing life back into what you buried. Not everything that died in your life was a loss. Some things needed to end to make space for the new. You thought you were being punished, but you were being pruned. And what felt like a cutting away was really preparation for greater fruit. I am the gardener of your soul, and I always know what to remove and what to water. So lift your eyes. Look around not with dread, but with expectancy. The season of mourning is turning into morning. The heaviness you've carried is beginning to lift. My joy is returning, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a steady river within you. This is what happens when you stay close to me. I make all things new. Not instantly, not always visibly, but surely, gently, faithfully. Let this be the moment you stop surviving and start living. Let this be the moment you trust me not just with your future, but with your heart. I can handle its weight. I can carry the brokenness and bring forth beauty. There is nothing too messy, too complicated, too hopeless for me. I am the resurrection and the life. I do not speak to maintain. I speak to transform. So rise, beloved. Rise in faith. Rise in courage. Rise with expectation. The winds of change are not against you. They are my breath pushing you forward. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And this journey, this sacred path we walk together, is leading you into more than you ever imagined. You've come farther than you realize. Even when you thought you were stuck, even when your progress felt invisible, I was moving in you. Healing doesn't always look like fire. It often looks like stillness. And in that stillness, I've been reshaping you, restoring what was broken, rebuilding what was lost. You don't need to rush your healing. You don't need to explain your growth to anyone. I see it. I know what it's cost you, and I call it beautiful. There are things about yourself that you still resist. Parts of your story you'd rather hide. Wounds that have shaped your identity more than my promises have. But I want to free you from that. I want to show you who you truly are, not what the world told you, not what your past declared, but who I created you to be from the beginning. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your trauma. You are mine. My image is on you. My spirit lives within you. My purpose pulses in your veins. And it's time you started living like that's true. I didn't create you to blend in. I didn't call you to shrink so others could feel comfortable. I placed a light in you that is meant to shine, not to be hidden behind fear or doubt or comparison. Stop asking permission to be who I made you to be. You don't need their approval when you have my anointing. I've equipped you, appointed you, and yes, called you. Not just to survive life, but to impact it. To bring change, to reflect my heart, to live in such a way that others encounter me through you. And I know that scares you. You feel inadequate. You still battle insecurity. But don't you see? I've always used those the world called unqualified. I used a shepherd to bring down a giant. I used a prisoner to speak to kings. I used fishermen to turn the world upside down. What they had in common wasn't perfection. It was willingness. And that's what I'm asking from you now. Not perfection. Just your yes. Your surrender. Your belief that if I called you, I will also equip you. The gifts inside you are not random. The dreams you carry are not accidents. I placed them there. And though the world may have told you to settle, to lower your expectations, I am raising the standard again. I am reminding you that I didn't create you for mediocrity. I created you for glory, not the kind that elevates ego, but the kind that reflects my nature. When you walk in your purpose, you glorify me. When you speak truth in love, when you serve without expecting return, when you forgive even when it's hard, you show the world who I am. I know there's fear in stepping into what you were called for. The enemy has tried to convince you that your voice doesn't matter, that your presence isn't needed. But listen to me, your presence carries power. Your voice carries truth. Your obedience shakes things in the spirit realm that you cannot yet see. When you choose faith over fear, you release ripples that reach further than you know. Heaven responds to your courage. The darkness flees from your light. Stop underestimating the impact of your obedience. That gentle word you spoke healed someone's soul. That prayer you whispered in the night it shifted atmospheres. That act of kindness you thought no one noticed, it echoed in eternity. You may not always see the results, but I do. And I promise you this, nothing you do in love, nothing you do in faith is ever wasted. There's more I want to reveal to you, but I need your attention, not your busyness, not your performance, your attention. I'm not asking for hours of flawless devotion. I'm asking for real moments of presence. Moments when you shut the world out and lean into me, not to check off a religious box, but to truly connect. I want to speak to you, not just through sermons or songs, but in the quiet, in the pauses, in the sacred space where it's just you and me. This intimacy is where transformation truly happens. This is where your identity is reaffirmed. You won't find it in scrolling through opinions or chasing people's approval. You'll find it in my presence. And when you make that your foundation, everything else begins to fall into place. Not without challenge, but with clarity. Not without struggle, but with strength. Because you'll stop striving for what I've already freely given. My love, my favor, my purpose. There are still places in your heart that resist me. I see the hesitation. You wonder if I'll really stay if I see everything. But I already see everything. I see the parts you think are too messy, too complicated, too inconsistent, and I'm still here. I didn't fall in love with the edited version of you. I love the real you. The one who wrestles and weeps, who dreams and doubts, who tries and sometimes fails. I love all of you, and I'm not going anywhere. So breathe, child. Breathe deep. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be mine. And you are. You always have been. Before the world told you who to be, I already called you beloved. Before the pain came, before the shame settled, I already wrote restoration into your story. I don't just see where you've been. I see where you're going. And it's beautiful. It's radiant. It's full of purpose and promise. Walk with me into it. Not with fear, but with faith. Not because you have it all figured out, but because you're finally ready to trust that I do. The journey ahead won't always be easy, but it will be holy. Because I'll be with you every step, guiding, guarding, empowering, healing. You won't have to force doors open. I will open the right ones at the right time. You won't have to beg for love. I will surround you with those who see your worth. You won't have to live in lack. I will be your provider, your peace, your source. The best days are not behind you. They are still ahead. Not because life will be perfect, but because you will finally live from a place of truth, a place of freedom, a place of intimacy with me. And from that place you will rise not just for yourself but for others. You will shine not just as a light, but as a beacon for those still searching. You will love, not just because it's easy, but because you are loved by me without condition. Do you feel that stirring within you? That gentle pull on your spirit that says, there's more than this. I was made for more. You're not imagining it. That's me. That's my spirit awakening what the world tried to silence. I am calling out the truth that has always lived inside you. Truth that was buried under disappointment, under rejection, under fear. But now it rises again. You can feel it, can't you? A quiet flame reigniting. That's your soul remembering me. You were never meant to live numb. You were never designed to simply endure your days, to suppress your dreams, to pretend everything is fine while inside your heart aches for something more. I created you for fullness, not just spiritual survival, but a vibrant, radiant, joy-filled life that reflects my goodness in every detail. And I know that can be hard to believe when the days feel long and the nights even longer, when your heart is tired from hoping and your hands are worn from holding on. But hear me now, what's ahead of you is worth the wait. What's growing within you is worth the battle. There's a reason you haven't given up, even when you had every excuse to. It's because I have placed my spirit inside you, and my spirit does not quit. You may have stumbled, doubted, broken, but deep within you there is a whisper that says, keep going. That whisper is me. I've been guiding you all along, not always with thunder, but with grace. I never stopped speaking. I simply waited for your heart to quiet down enough to listen. I want to do more than heal your past. I want to ignite your future. I want to awaken the gifts that have lain dormant in your soul. You've been told to play it safe, to stay quiet, to settle. But I didn't make you to live in fear. I didn't design you to blend into the shadows. I formed you with boldness. I filled you with purpose. And it's time to walk in that purpose, not someday but now. But you must understand, your purpose is not about performance. It's not about titles, platforms, or applause. It's about presence. It's about being with me so completely that my love flows through you effortlessly into the lives of others. When you are rooted in my presence, your life becomes a vessel for healing, hope, and truth. That's where your true power lies, not in striving, but in abiding. I'm not asking you to impress me. I'm asking you to trust me. That's all I've ever wanted. I didn't choose you because you had it all together. I chose you because I love you, period. Nothing you do will increase my love, and nothing you do can cancel it. I love you on your best days and your worst days. I love you in your strength and in your struggle. And I'm not going anywhere. You are afraid of failing. I see it. You want to obey me, but you're scared that you'll mess it up, that you'll disappoint me, that you'll fall short again. But I want to set you free from that fear. You were never meant to be perfect, only surrendered. I don't expect you to get everything right. I expect you to keep coming back to me, to keep saying yes, to keep walking even when the road is unfamiliar. I'm not looking for flawless footsteps. I'm looking for a faithful heart. And you, my child, are more faithful than you know. Even now, in your doubts and fears, your spirit is reaching for me. And I honor that. I see the way you've fought to hold on, the way you've prayed in the dark, the way you've smiled for others while quietly hoping someone would see your pain. I always saw, and now I say this to you. It is not too late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I can begin something new. This next season is not a repetition of the old one. This is a shift, a realignment. You've asked for change, and I am bringing it. But it won't come the way you expect. It will come through obedience, through intimacy, through stillness. It will come when you stop trying to control everything and start allowing me to move in the places you've guarded most. I'm not here to take something from you. I'm here to release something in you. Some of the battles you've been fighting are not yours to carry. You've picked up burdens that I never asked you to hold. It's time to lay them down. Let me fight for you. Let me lift what's been crushing you. I am your defender. I am your provider. I am your peace. And when you release your grip, you'll finally have room in your hands to receive the blessings I've prepared for you. You keep asking for peace, and I am offering it. But it will not be found in control or clarity or comfort. It will be found in me. I am peace, and when you make space for my presence, peace will follow. Not the peace that comes from having answers, but the kind that remains even when questions linger. The kind that steadies your soul and quiets your fears. That is the peace I give, and it is yours. So now I invite you again. Come closer, even closer than before. There's more for you. Not more to do, but more to discover. I want to show you parts of my heart you've never known. I want to take you deeper, not into religion, but into relationship. Not into pressure, but into presence. This is where the healing happens. This is where fear loses its grip. This is where your soul exhales and your heart finally knows. I am safe. I am seen. I am loved. Let these words settle in you. Let them take root. Because they're not just comfort, they're calling. You are being called higher, called deeper, called forward. This is not the end of your story. It's the moment everything begins to shift. So do not look back. Do not doubt what I've spoken over you. I am not finished. In fact, I'm just getting started. You are beginning to see it now, aren't you? The light breaking through the fog. The strength returning to your spirit. The clarity rising slowly like the morning sun. It's not because the world has changed. It's because you are changing. You are learning to see through my eyes, to hear with your heart, to recognize my hand even in the silence. And that is a miracle greater than you know. You've spent so long trying to make sense of your story through the lens of pain that you forgot I am the author. I am still writing, still weaving, still redeeming every word. What the enemy meant for harm, I am turning into glory. What once was meant to destroy you, I am reshaping into testimony. You don't need to understand everything now. You just need to trust that I do. I know that trust is not easy for you. I see how many times it's been broken. I see how carefully you guard your heart, how deeply you long for connection but also fear it. You've learned to protect yourself even from love, because you've confused love with control, with abandonment, with disappointment. But let me teach you again. Let me show you what love looks like when it is pure, holy, unchanging. My love is not fragile. It is not conditional. It is not a transaction. It is your birthright. You don't have to earn it, you only have to receive it. Not with perfection, but with openness. And when you do, when you truly let my love in, it will begin to undo the lies that have shaped your identity. Lies that told you you're not enough. Lies that convinced you you're too much. Lies that kept you small and silent when I created you to rise and speak and shine. My love is truth, and the truth sets you free. Let me remind you of who you are. Not who your wounds say you are. Not who fear tried to make you. Not who others reduced you to. You are my child, my beloved, my chosen. I placed my image in you before you ever took your first breath. And that image has never been erased. It may have been hidden under pain, under pressure, under lies, but it is still there, glorious, holy, unshakable, and now I am calling it forth. Rise into your identity, not the identity shaped by culture or comparison, but the one rooted in my word. You are strong because I am your strength. You are wise because I have given you my spirit. You are forgiven not because you earned it, but because I paid the price for you in full. You are redeemed, restored, and radiant with purpose. I don't see your failures when I look at you. I see your future. So stop disqualifying yourself. Stop shrinking when I've called you to stand. Stop replaying the moments that broke you. I am not asking you to forget them. I'm asking you to give them to me. Let me show you what I can do with the pieces. I am not a God who discards the broken. I am the one who makes all things new. And yes, I said all, not some, not the easy parts, all of it, even the chapters you don't talk about, even the choices that still fill you with regret, even the moments that made you question your worth. I am reaching into every corner of your soul and speaking this over you. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is beyond redemption. Nothing is too far gone. I am the God who brings life from ashes, who speaks light into darkness, who turns graves into gardens. So come out of hiding. Step out from behind the mask. You don't need to be flawless to be fully loved. You don't need to have it all together to walk with me. In fact, it is in your weakness that my strength is made perfect. The parts of you that feel disqualified, they are the very places where my glory will shine brightest. The scars you try to cover, they will one day be the signs of healing you use to comfort others. Because yes, others need you. I didn't bless you just to bless you. I'm calling you to be a blessing. There are people waiting on the other side of your obedience. Souls who will find hope because you didn't give up. Lives that will be changed because you said yes when it was hard. This isn't just about your healing. It's about becoming a vessel for mine. But you must walk with me. Not ahead of me, not behind me. Beside me, there will still be valleys. There will still be battles. But you will never face them alone. I am your shield and your song. Your light and your anchor. Your father and your friend. I will whisper wisdom when you're confused. I will strengthen your heart when you are weary. I will lift you when you stumble and carry you when you feel like you can't go on. And you will go on. You will rise from what tried to bury you. You will flourish in places where others said nothing could grow. You will love again, more deeply than ever before. You will dream again, more boldly than you believed possible. You will walk in freedom, not because of your strength, but because of my presence. You don't need to fear the unknown. I go before you. You don't need to rehearse every outcome. I hold the future. What you need is me, and I am already here, now, fully present, completely faithful, unmoving, unchanging, unfailing. Let this truth settle into your soul. I will never stop loving you. Not when you doubt. Not when you fall. Not even when you run. I will chase you with mercy. I will surround you with grace. I will never let you go. You are mine, and nothing can separate you from my love. Not fear. Not failure. Not time. Not darkness. I have claimed you. I have called you. I have covered you. This is not just encouragement. This is commissioning. I am sending you, not in your own strength, but in mine. Not with your old identity, but with the name I've spoken over you since the beginning. Beloved, chosen, equipped, sent. You are my light in this world. You are a carrier of truth. You are a reflection of heaven. And I will go with you, every step, every day until the very end of time. You've been listening with your heart open, and I see how much you're longing. Not just to be comforted, but to be used. I placed that desire inside you. It's not pride. It's not ambition. It's purpose. Deep in your soul, you were made to make a difference. And that restlessness you feel sometimes is not failure. It's the voice of destiny calling you higher. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful in my hands. You only need to be willing. Willing to say yes even when it costs you comfort. Willing to forgive when bitterness feels easier. Willing to speak when silence would protect you. Willing to carry my heart into a world that's forgotten what real love looks like. I'm not asking you to go alone. I go with you, and my presence will be your strength. You see injustice and feel helpless. You see brokenness and feel overwhelmed. But I haven't called you to fix everything. I've called you to be faithful. The world needs more than solutions. It needs light. It needs hope that doesn't fade. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Joy that isn't hollow. That's what I've placed inside you. That's what the world will see when you walk in me. You're not just another person passing through life. You are a living message, a testimony walking on 2 feet. My spirit dwells in you, and when you move, I move. When you speak with kindness, when you love without condition, when you serve without recognition, you bring heaven to earth. Never underestimate the impact of a life surrendered to me. What you think is small, I multiply. What you offer in obedience, I use to shift atmospheres. You carry more authority than you realize, not because of your words alone, but because of who walks with you. The same power that raised my son from the dead is alive in you. And with that power comes purpose. I've given you gifts not for status, but for service. I've given you dreams not for self-promotion, but to bring my kingdom near. Every time you choose humility over ego, every time you choose integrity over compromise, You become a doorway for others to encounter me. You ask, Lord, how can I do this? I'm not strong enough. I'm not bold enough. But strength and boldness don't begin in your personality. They begin in my presence. Come to me daily. Let me renew your mind. Let me fill your heart. From that secret place will flow all the courage you need. You don't have to have all the answers. Just come with questions and I will teach you. Come with fear and I will give you peace. Come with weakness and I will give you strength. I'm calling you to be different, not to separate yourself out of pride, but to stand apart with purpose. While others chase fame, chase me. While the world glorifies success, glorify faithfulness. While culture preaches self-promotion, live a life of self-sacrificing love. You may not be understood, but you will be remembered, because light always leaves a mark on darkness. You were not created to fit in, you were created to shine. I didn't form you to echo others. I formed you to carry my voice. So let go of the need for everyone's approval. The people who misunderstand you cannot stop what I'm doing in your life. The ones who doubt your calling didn't write it, I did. So stop shrinking your light to make others comfortable. Be who I called you to be, fully, boldly, unapologetically. The world is waiting for the real you, the you that walks in freedom, in faith, and in fire. And yes, there will be opposition. Anything anointed will be attacked. But do not fear. I am your shield. Your enemies are not stronger than your purpose. Your setbacks are not stronger than my plans. When the storms come, I will be your refuge. When the fire comes, I will be your fourth man in the furnace. You are not walking this alone. The armies of heaven surround you. You are backed by eternity. So stand, not in arrogance, but in confidence. Stand firm when others fall. Speak truth when it's unpopular. Love when it's not returned. Give when it hurts. Forgive when it's hard. Worship when it doesn't make sense. That's what sets you apart. That's what reveals my presence in you. I didn't call you to comfort. I called you to courage. I didn't save you to sit in silence. I saved you to shine like a city on a hill. I didn't raise you up so you could blend in. I raised you up so that others might be drawn to me through you. So let them see your scars. Let them hear your story. Let them watch your transformation. They will see that it wasn't your strength. It was mine. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. I am building something bigger than you can see. Every seed you sow in faith will produce fruit in its time. Every act of obedience is a building block in the foundation of something eternal. You may not see the harvest today, but it's growing. Underground, in silence, in faith. Do not give up. What I've started, I will complete. And when you feel weary, come back to me. Let me wash your feet. Let me refresh your spirit. You were never meant to pour from an empty cup. Let my love fill you again and again. In my presence, you will find everything you need. And from that overflow, the world will be changed, not by your striving, but by your surrender. This is your moment, not just to receive, but to respond. Not just to hear, but to walk. My words are not suggestions. They are invitations to transformation, to purpose, to eternal impact. You've been called. You've been equipped. You've been prepared, even through the pain. Now go step into the life you were made for. I am with you. I go before you. I dwell within you, and I will not fail. You've been walking with me long enough to sense the shift. The wind of your spirit has changed direction. The atmosphere around you feels different. That's not just emotion. That's evidence. Evidence that something in you has begun to awaken. Fully, powerfully, irreversibly. This isn't just renewal. It's resurrection. You are not who you were, and you never will be again. The chains that once held you, I've broken them. The fears that once silenced you, I've scattered them. The shame that once defined you, I've washed it away. You are free now. Not a future version of you, this you. The one standing here with all your questions, all your scars, all your flaws. You are already free. So live like it, speak like it, love like it, walk like it, because I didn't go to the cross to make you religious. I went so you could walk with me in real relationship, with your head held high and your soul resting in peace. I don't need you to earn what I've already given. I need you to receive it. Receive the truth of who you are. You are not a mistake. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not unworthy. You are mine. You are chosen. You are deeply known and still completely loved. You've been searching for identity in all the wrong places. Performance, approval, perfection. But none of those were ever meant to carry the weight of your worth. Carry it. I define it. And I've already declared it. You are my beloved child. And being my child means you are not just loved. You are empowered. I haven't just given you comfort. I've given you calling. There is authority in your voice. There is purpose in your pain. There is light in your presence. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. You are part of my plan to bring life to the world. Every gift I placed in you, every desire I planted, every passion that refuses to die, it all points to the reason I created you. You are here to carry my heart into broken places. You are here to bring hope where others have given up. You are here to shine. You may not feel ready, but I don't call the ready, I call the willing. I don't use the qualified, I qualify the available. You've disqualified yourself long enough. You've let past mistakes convince you that you have no voice. But I'm speaking to that voice now. I'm awakening the fire within it. I'm reminding it that it was never meant to be silent. Your voice was made to speak life, to declare freedom, to carry truth that penetrates darkness and sets captives free. You've been wondering what your next step is, and I'll tell you, trust me, not just in theory, in reality, in the everyday, ordinary moments that seem small but carry eternal significance. Trust me when I lead you into conversations you didn't plan. Trust me when I tell you to forgive again. Trust me when I ask you to serve when no one's watching. The world may call it foolish, but I call it faith. And faith, my child, is the key to everything I want to unlock in your life. Faith is not about having no doubt. It's about choosing me even when doubt whispers loudest. It's about stepping forward even when you can't see the full picture. It's about surrendering the need to understand everything in exchange for knowing that I understand you completely. I will never lead you into failure. Even when the outcome doesn't look like what you expected, I am still working it for your good. I know the way because I am the way. You've been asking for doors to open, but I want to prepare you before they do. You've been waiting for opportunity, but I'm more interested in your capacity. Because what I have for you is bigger than you've imagined. And if you don't let me strengthen your soul now, the weight of the blessing might overwhelm you later. That's why I've been stretching your patience. That's why I've been pruning your pride. That's why I've let you walk through silence. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Some of the people who walked away weren't part of your next chapter. That hurt, I know. But I didn't remove them. I released you. You needed room to grow, space to breathe, clarity to hear my voice again without confusion. Some doors I closed because I love you too much to let you settle. I saw what you couldn't. I knew what was waiting on the other side. I'm not sorry for protecting you. And one day you'll thank me for the prayers I didn't answer the way you asked. But don't let waiting paralyze you. Your season of preparation is not passive. Every day with me is purposeful. Every moment of worship, every word of obedience, every choice to believe when you'd rather give up, it's building something. You are growing roots that will hold strong when the storm comes. And the storm will come, but you will not fall, because your life is anchored in me. Let me say it again, you will not fall. You may stumble, you may bend, you may even weep, but I will hold you. I will steady you. I will restore you. You are not weak for needing me. You were made to need me. That's not a flaw in your design, that's the brilliance of it. I created you for intimacy, not to strive, but to walk with me. Not to achieve your way into my favor, but to abide in the love that's already yours. So breathe, child. The pressure is not yours to carry. Let go of the weight you've picked up along the way. The pressure to be everything for everyone, the fear of disappointing those you love, the guilt of not doing enough. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time, right where I want you. And everything I've spoken over your life, I will fulfill. The victory I promised, it's yours. The healing I declared, it's coming. The joy I planted, it's blooming. The peace you've cried for, it's already being poured out. And you are ready. Ready to walk into this next season not in fear, but in faith. Not in confusion, but in clarity. Not in your own strength, but in mine. Because I am with you, I go before you, and I will never, ever leave. I've brought you through the valley so that now you can stand on the hill, not just to look back on where you've come from, but to see what lies ahead. You've been faithful in the shadows, and now I am preparing to lead you into places where your light will be seen. This is not the end of your healing. It is the beginning of your impact. Everything I've poured into you was not meant to stay contained. It was meant to overflow. You carry something now that cannot be taken. A fire, a truth, a testimony. You've tasted my grace. You've walked through storms and found me in the middle of them. And because of that, your words now carry weight. Your hands carry power. Your eyes carry vision. The world needs you, not a perfect version of you. Just the version that has truly known me, truly trusted me, and now chooses to live for me. I didn't rescue you just to make you feel better. I raised you up to make a difference. You are my vessel not only for healing, but for movement, for transformation. You've cried out for change. Now you will be part of it. But you must understand, true impact doesn't come from platform or recognition. It comes from love. Quiet, steady, relentless love. The kind that keeps going even when it's not returned. The kind that serves without applause. The kind that looks like me. Let me teach you to love like that. Because this world, this hurting world, it doesn't need more performance. It needs presence. It doesn't need louder noise. It needs deeper truth. And that truth must come from people who have walked with me, who know my heart, who are not swayed by popularity or trends. That's why I've been building your foundation. So when the moment comes for you to stand, you won't just speak well, you'll speak with fire, with authority, with authenticity. You don't need to wait for everything to feel perfect. I use people in motion, not those who sit back waiting for a sign in the sky. The sign is already here. It's me. I've confirmed it again and again in your spirit, in your dreams, in your quiet moments when you dared to believe. Maybe I was made for more. You were, and you are. And it's time. Time to rise. Time to step into rooms with confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you carry my presence. Time to speak truth with compassion, not to condemn, but to restore. Time to build bridges where others built walls. Time to forgive boldly, to serve freely, to love recklessly. The world may call it weakness, but I call it warfare. Love is your greatest weapon, and in your hands it will shift atmospheres. You will not always be understood. That's okay. I wasn't either. But I never stopped loving. I never stopped giving. And neither will you. You will continue to show up, even when it costs you. You will continue to choose integrity, even when compromise seems easier. You will continue to speak truth, even when silence would be safer. Because you know me, and knowing me changes everything. I didn't just come to comfort you. I came to commission you. You are my ambassador, my living letter. When people encounter you, they are meant to encounter my heart. That is a holy responsibility, but don't let it become a burden. I will equip you for every moment. I will give you the right words, the right timing, the right wisdom. You don't have to figure it all out. Just stay close to me and I will guide you. There will be days when the mission feels too heavy. On those days, return to my presence. Let me fill you again. Ministry without intimacy leads to exhaustion. But when you live from overflow, when you let my love saturate your being first, everything you do becomes an extension of grace. You don't pour from your own strength. You pour from mine, and my strength never runs dry. Don't let fear keep you from moving. Fear has lied to you long enough. Said you weren't ready. Said you weren't worthy. Said you'd fail again. But fear is not your shepherd, I am. And I lead you beside still waters, through green pastures, even through valleys of shadow. But I do not lead you into fear. I lead you into peace, into purpose, into boldness. So take that step, speak that word, offer that prayer, open that door. You are not going alone. You've been asking me, Lord, why me? And I answer, because you said yes. You said yes when others ignored me. You said yes through tears. You said yes in weakness. You said yes even when you didn't understand. That yes is why you're here. That yes is why heaven is moving on your behalf. That yes is the seed that will produce fruit you haven't even imagined yet. Do not underestimate the power of one surrendered yes. You are part of something bigger than yourself, bigger than your lifetime. What you do in obedience echoes into eternity. Every life you touch, every soul you encourage, every burden you help carry, it matters. You won't always see the impact right away, but in heaven there is a record. And one day you'll see the faces, hear the stories, feel the joy of knowing you were faithful in the little, and I trusted you with much. And yes, I trust you, even now, even with your doubts, even with your imperfections. I trust you because I know you. I know what I've placed inside you. I know the battles you've won in silence. I know the depth of your heart. And I know this, you will not turn back. You've come too far. You've seen too much. You know too deeply that I am real, that I am good, that I am worth it all. So rise now, not just with emotion, but with intention. Live on purpose. Speak with power. Walk with me every moment, not as a shadow, but as a warrior. Not as someone barely surviving, but as someone chosen to bring heaven to earth. You are my voice in places others won't go. You are my hands to the hurting. You are my heart, beating in the middle of a broken world. And you are ready. There will be days when you feel the weight of the world pressing against your chest, when darkness tries to creep back in, when the noise around you grows louder than the whisper within. And when those days come, I want you to remember this. You are not just loved. You are armed. You are not just called, you are covered. You are not just chosen, you are equipped for battle. Yes, battle. Because walking with me does not mean walking an easy path. It means walking with courage through enemy territory, with the confidence that I am with you and I will never let you fall. You have an enemy, but he is defeated. His greatest weapon is fear, and I have given you something stronger, faith. His tactic is confusion, but I've given you discernment. His method is accusation, but I've given you righteousness. You are not defenseless. You are not outnumbered. You are mine and I fight for my own. There will be moments when people misunderstand you, when truth makes you stand out, when obedience makes you look foolish. That is not a sign of failure, that is the cost of faithfulness. The world won't always recognize the work I'm doing in you, but heaven does, and I do. I see every silent sacrifice, every moment of discipline, every time you chose the narrow way. You may feel invisible, but your obedience is not. It shines before me like gold refined by fire. I know there are battles within you too. The weariness, the mental weight, the moments when your own thoughts turn against you and try to drag you back into doubt. But I speak louder than those thoughts. You are not your anxiety. You are not your past. You are not what the fear says at midnight. You are who I say you are still. Even when you feel nothing. Even when your prayers feel weak. Even when you feel like giving up. This is where warriors are forged, in the fire, in the fatigue, in the quiet choice to keep showing up. You don't win spiritual battles by shouting louder. You win by standing longer. Not in your own strength, but in mine. So stand. Even when it hurts. Even when you tremble. Even when it seems like nothing is changing. Because every time you stand in faith, you push back the darkness. Every time you lift your voice in praise, you break chains. Every time you choose me over fear, the kingdom of darkness loses ground. Don't wait until you feel strong. You are strongest when you are weakest, because then I can be your strength. You've been taught to hide your vulnerability, but I use it. I move through broken places. I shine through the cracks. I carry you when your knees give out. That's not weakness, that's worship. That's trust. That's where my power becomes undeniable. I didn't save you to be silent. I saved you to declare victory, not just in church, but in the very places you once were defeated. The places where you were once a victim will become the very ground on which you walk as a victor. You will speak life where you once believed lies. You will bring light where you once lived in darkness. You will carry joy into the rooms where you used to weep. I am not finished writing your story. I'm just beginning the most powerful chapter. But I must remind you, spiritual warfare is real, and your armor must be worn daily, not out of fear but out of readiness. Wrap yourself in my truth. It will guard your mind from confusion. Cover your heart in righteousness. It will protect you from shame. Keep your feet grounded in peace. It will carry you through chaos. Hold up your faith. It will extinguish every fiery dart aimed at your soul. And never let go of my word. It is sharper than any weapon the enemy can form against you. You don't have to fear attack. You were built to overcome. Victory is not something you fight for, it is something you fight from. The battle has already been won at the cross. I have already crushed the head of your enemy. Now you are simply enforcing the victory I secured. You don't have to scream or strive. Just stand, speak, and believe. Your authority does not come from your emotions. It comes from my name. And that name still breaks every chain. You will not always feel brave. But that's okay. I'm not looking for fearlessness. I'm looking for faithfulness. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's obedience in the presence of it. So take the next step, even if your voice shakes. Say the prayer, even if it's quiet. Move forward, even if your heart races. I am with you in the trembling. I am walking beside you through the fire. And you are coming out of this stronger than you've ever been. Do not mistake discomfort for failure. Growth is uncomfortable. Obedience costs something. But it always produces fruit. In time, you will look back and see that this hard season became the soil of your strength. That the pain pushed you deeper into my presence. That the battle built your endurance. I do not waste anything, not even your tears. Every trial is training. Every trial is transformation. And you are being transformed not into a more polished version of yourself, but into the image of my Son. You are being shaped to reflect glory, to carry authority, to walk in victory. Not for your own sake, but so that others will know that I am real, that I am faithful, and that I still raise people from the dust into purpose. So keep going, keep speaking, keep loving, keep standing. You are not weak, you are waking up to your true strength. You are not lost, you are being led. You are not overlooked, you are being positioned. The enemy sees your future and he's terrified. That's why he's fought you so hard. But what he didn't realize is this. Every battle only made you more dangerous to him. Every delay only deepened your roots. And now you are unshakable. Let me say it again, you are unshakable. Because you are rooted in me, covered by me, sent by me, and nothing, no opposition, no darkness, no lie, can undo what I have spoken over your life. So rise, warrior, not in anger but in love, not in pride but in power. You carry the light of heaven, and the world is waiting for what I've placed inside you. Can you feel it now? The shift not only in your heart, but in your spirit, like something ancient and sacred is waking up inside you. That is not your imagination. That is resurrection. That is life beginning again. You are not just being rebuilt, you are being reborn. Not as a shadow of who you once were, but as the fullness of who I created you to be. This is what freedom feels like. You're starting to walk in your true identity, not based on your feelings or your failures, but rooted in my voice. You no longer live as a servant begging for permission. You live as a child walking in promise. This is what I've wanted for you all along. Not a life lived in fear, but a life flooded with confidence. Not in yourself, but in me. A confidence that says, I may not know every step, but I know the one who goes before me. And that's enough. You've tried to live small for too long. Tried to play it safe, to fit into spaces that were never meant to contain you. You've tried to quiet the fire in your bones, to hide the weight of the call on your life, to downplay the intensity of the dreams I placed in your spirit. But I am not calling you to blend in, I am calling you to burn with purpose, with compassion, with clarity, with the kind of love that refuses to grow cold in a world that has forgotten what it means to feel deeply and live boldly. You are not a copy. You are not a second draft. You are an original, handcrafted for this moment in history. You were not born too late. You were not born too broken. You were born exactly when I intended, for a time such as this. You carry something that cannot be duplicated, and that is why the enemy fought so hard to silence you. But the fight is finished. The lie is broken, and your voice is rising now, not to echo the noise of the world, but to release the sound of heaven into places that have never heard it before. And that sound, it's not just what you say, it's how you live. Your life will speak louder than any sermon. The way you forgive will confuse people. The way you serve will soften hardened hearts. The way you love the unlovable will turn strangers into family. You don't need a platform to make impact. You don't need a title to carry authority. You already carry the presence of the one who created the stars. That alone changes everything. And now, I want you to stop apologizing for your anointing. Stop second-guessing the fire I placed in your bones. Stop shrinking around people who are intimidated by your growth. You are not arrogant for walking in the confidence of your calling. You are not prideful for knowing who you are in me. Humility is not hiding your light. It's surrendering it to me and letting me shine through you. And I intend to shine through you in ways that will astound even you. You've walked through seasons where you had nothing. No answers, no energy, no clear direction. And yet, you remained. You stayed. You prayed. You believed. That was not wasted. That was sacred ground. And now I will reward what was forged in private. I will open doors you didn't even knock on. I will release favor you didn't chase. I will breathe on ideas you thought were forgotten. This is the time of outpouring. You are not just being restored, you are being released. Released into purpose. Released into influence. Released into a rhythm of life that is not driven by anxiety but sustained by grace. You will no longer live reactive to fear. You will live responsive to my spirit. You'll stop running from opposition because you'll recognize it as confirmation that you're on holy ground. You'll stop doubting your place because you'll finally see that you were never unqualified, just unawakened. And now you are fully awake. Awake to joy that cannot be stolen. Awake to peace that passes all understanding. Awake to the weight of eternity resting on your shoulders, not as a burden, but as a birthright. You were made to carry glory, not human glory, but mine. You are a vessel, a dwelling place, a living altar, and everywhere you go, my presence goes with you. So now I ask you, what will you do with this freedom? Will you use it to build your kingdom or mine? Will you spend it chasing affirmation or giving it away? Will you protect your comfort or pursue your calling? I already know your heart. I know that you're ready. I've been walking with you, patiently preparing you, gently pruning what could not stay, strengthening what remained. And now, I send you not as a servant without power, but as a son, as a daughter, clothed in purpose, walking in resurrection life. This life I give you is not timid. It is not passive. It is not polite. It is bold, generous, holy, dangerous to darkness, contagious in hope, and rooted in love that cannot be shaken. This is the life of one who knows me not just in theory, but in intimacy. This is the life of the beloved, of the brave, of the burning. You will be misunderstood. You will be opposed, but you will not be overcome, because the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead now lives in you. And that spirit will sustain you through rejection, through delay, through suffering, through every mountain and valley. You are no longer subject to fear, you are anchored in fire. The unquenchable kind, the eternal kind, the kind that doesn't burn out, it burns brighter. And the world will see. They'll ask where your strength comes from, where your joy comes from, where your hope comes from. And in that moment, you won't just give them words, you'll give them me. They will see my reflection in your love, my heartbeat in your compassion, my truth in your courage. You are my image bearer. You are my witness. You are my miracle walking in real time. This is your moment. This is your mantle. This is your awakening. So walk boldly, walk freely, walk humbly, but don't walk small. The season of silence is over. The waiting has become release. And your story, my story in you, is about to echo through eternity. You've walked through the valley. You've stood on the mountain. You've wrestled in the night, and now you are beginning to understand what it means to walk with me, not just beside me. Our steps are becoming one. Your heartbeat is learning to echo mine. And I want you to know this. You are not merely following me anymore. You are abiding in me. There is no longer separation, no longer striving to get closer. You are here. You are home. This is the place I've always longed to bring you to. Not a moment of emotional fire, but a life of constant communion. This is what I created you for. Not religion, not performance, not endless striving, but union. Intimacy. Oneness. You in me and I in you. Every breath shared. Every step aligned. Every burden carried together. There is no longer a you then me. There is only us. And in this union, fear has no foothold. Guilt has no voice. Shame has no shadow. You have been made whole in my love. You are not just healed, you are held. You are not just found, you are filled. I do not dwell on your past. I dwell in your present. And I am drawing you into a future where your soul no longer panics, because it has learned to rest in my presence. This is what peace looks like. Not the absence of conflict, but the unshakable awareness of me in the middle of it. You've stopped searching for safety in the world, because you've found your shelter in me. I've become your hiding place, not to remove you from the world, but to renew you in it. I am your daily rhythm now, not your last resort. You've learned to return to me, not out of desperation, but out of delight. And look at the fruit that has come from your abiding. You no longer rush from one moment to the next, chasing validation or fighting for approval. You've stopped trying to prove your worth because you've remembered who gave it to you. You are walking slower but deeper. You speak softer but with more power. You feel more, not because you're fragile, but because your heart is fully alive again. This is what happens when my spirit is not just near you, but within you, overflowing, transforming, renewing all things. You've stopped fearing the silence, haven't you? What once felt like loneliness has become the place where you hear me most clearly. What once felt like delay you now see as preparation. The waiting doesn't frustrate you anymore, because you've seen what I can do in hidden seasons. You've learned to trust the quiet, to find me in the stillness. And from that stillness, I am shaping you into someone who does not waver when the world shakes. You are no longer a storm-tossed soul. You are an anchored spirit. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer strive, you flow. You no longer run, you remain. And in remaining, you are becoming. Becoming more like me. Becoming more like who you were always meant to be. Free, whole, bold, peace. My child, there is no higher calling than communion with me. Everything else, every mission, every act of service, every good work, it all flows from this place of union. It's not about doing for me, it's about doing with me. That's the difference. I don't want your effort without your heart. I don't want your sacrifice without your presence. I want you, all of you, and you've finally given me that. And because of that, we are walking in something holy now, something eternal. There's a depth to your faith now that you couldn't have gained from knowledge alone. This came through fire, through surrender, through obedience when it didn't make sense. And now, that obedience has opened a well within you, a spring of living water that will never run dry. You won't have to fight for anointing. You'll live in overflow. You won't have to strive to be heard. You'll carry a quiet authority that moves hearts. This is what maturity in me looks like, not perfection but presence. Not performance but peace. It's the smile you carry when no one else understands why. It's the patience you show when others would give up. It's the mercy you extend when justice would be easier. You've learned my ways. You've tasted my heart. And now you reflect it. You won't always have the answers, but you will carry wisdom. You won't always know what's next, but you'll never question who's with you. And in that, you are unstoppable. Not in the way the world defines strength, but in the way heaven does. Because real power isn't control, it's love. Uncompromising, unafraid, unshaken. You are not the same, and you never will be again. Because you've seen me, not just in the fire, but in the quiet. Not just in victory, but in waiting. Not just in miracles, but in mornings when you chose me before the world. And because you've seen me, you see differently now. You live differently, you love differently, and it shows. Others may not be able to name it, but they'll feel it. The atmosphere changes when you walk in. Peace follows you. Clarity surrounds you. Joy lingers where you've been. That's not charisma, it's consecration. That's not personality, it's presence. And it's not about you, it's about me in you. Alive, radiant, overflowing. And now, beloved, we are nearing the fulfillment of all I've spoken over your life. You are ready not because you've figured it all out, but because you've learned to stay close. You know where to run. You know how to listen. You know who you are. And soon others will see it too. Not the old you, not the striving you, but the resurrected you. The one born in intimacy, forged in fire, filled with grace, moving with heaven. Let nothing pull you from this place. Let no voice convince you that this is too good to be true. This is real. I am real. Our union is real. And this is just the beginning of the kind of life you were created for. A life not just near me, but in me. A life not just touched by glory, but saturated in it. So rest in me now, and rise with me soon, because what comes next will require all of me in all of you. But you're ready. We are one. You've arrived at the threshold of something eternal. And even now you feel it, don't you? That stillness deep within you. That peace that the world can't explain. That quiet assurance that you were never walking toward an end, but toward me. This is not the finish line. This is the fullness. The place where everything I've spoken over you begins to live and breathe in ways that can no longer be denied or delayed. This is where you live, not just as someone I've rescued, but as someone I've crowned. Yes, crowned. You are royalty, not by your own merit, but by my choosing. You are seated with me in heavenly places. You are clothed with garments of righteousness. You are an heir, not only to my promises, but to my presence. Everything that is mine, I have shared with you. My authority, my spirit, my joy, my inheritance. Because you are no longer just part of the story, you are part of the kingdom. And in my kingdom, nothing is wasted. No season, no silence, no scar. Everything has been woven into glory. Every moment you thought was meaningless was actually a stitch in eternity. You were never behind. You were being aligned. You were never lost. You were being led. Every tear was counted. Every prayer recorded. Every small act of obedience has echoed beyond what you could see. Now, I give you the fullness of what I've prepared. Not a life of striving, but a life of flowing. Not a life of waiting, but a life of walking in step with me with nothing between us. The veil has been torn. The wall has been removed. There is no more distance, no more division. You are home in me. You are safe. You are sealed. You are settled. From this place of settled identity comes your unshakable power. You won't have to fight to be seen. I've already seen you. You won't need to strive to be chosen. You've always been mine. You won't need to chase purpose. You'll wake up living it. You are now the living answer to prayers others haven't even prayed yet. You are the fulfillment of generations of longing. You are the bridge from what was to what can be. But remember, everything I've placed in your hands is not to be hoarded. It's to be given, poured out, multiplied. You were blessed to be a blessing. You were healed to become a healer. You were raised to help others rise. What flows through you now is not just for you. It's for the world I love, the world I sent you into, the world I still long to redeem. That's why I've given you vision, not just to see what's ahead, but to see others the way I do. You'll no longer judge by what the eye sees. You'll discern by the Spirit. You'll see past anger into pain, past arrogance into fear, past brokenness into potential. You'll carry mercy in your hands and fire in your bones. And wherever you go, you will build, not just buildings, but people, not just ministries, but movements. You will rebuild ruins, restore hope, raise up sons and daughters who once believed they were forgotten. You'll do it all not with your own strength, but through your union with me. That's the secret. That's the source. You no longer need to beg for more. I've already given you myself. And when you live from my spirit, No opposition can stop you. No setback can derail you. No lie can deceive you, because you now walk in truth not as an idea but as a person. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, and you are now fully alive in me. Do not look back. Do not fear the future. Do not wonder if this is too good to last. I am not a fleeting feeling. I am forever, and you are planted in me like a tree beside living water. You will not wither in drought. You will not be shaken in the storm. You will bear fruit in every season. And even when the world grows darker, you will shine brighter, not by effort, but by proximity. You've learned to dwell in the light. There will be moments ahead that test your heart. Times when the enemy whispers again, "Did God really say?" But you will not be deceived, because my word now lives inside you like a sword, like a flame, like a melody you cannot forget. You will answer temptation not with willpower, but with truth. You will silence fear not with denial, but with faith. You will overcome not because you are stronger than before, but because you are finally convinced that I am enough. You don't need to be more. You don't need to do more. You simply need to remain. And as you remain, I will continue to move. Through your hands, through your voice, through your life, the nations will feel your presence, not because of who you are, but because of who I am in you. You are the echo of my heart, the answer to someone's cry, the hope someone didn't know they were waiting for. You don't need a stage to change the world. You just need to stay surrendered. Stay soft. Stay close. Because it's not about how far you go. It's about how deeply you remain rooted in me. This is the promise I leave with you, now and forever. I will never leave you. Not in your rising. Not in your resting. Not in your doubting. Not in your rejoicing. I am with you through every breath, every burden, every breakthrough. And when you fall, I will lift you. When you weep, I will hold you. When you win, I will celebrate with you. I am not going anywhere. You are mine, for eternity. So now go, live like you are loved, walk like you are sent, speak like you carry heaven, and rest deeply, knowing that your life is not random, not fragile, not forgotten. Your life is sacred. Your life is a message. Your life is a miracle. And the world has yet to see the fullness of what I will do through you. This is not the end. This is forever.
You've heard his voice, not with your ears, but with your soul. These weren't just words. They were seeds planted in the soil of your spirit. Don't rush away from this moment. Let it linger. Let it lead you. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning of something eternal. You are loved. You are chosen. And your story, with God, is only just beginning.